True crimers, partners in crime, it is Friday, so that means it's True Crime Friday, and it is already week 9. Unbelievable. It just flies by. I just want to say that I appreciate you guys so much because I love having friends that I can talk about these cases with. When you're so passionate about true crime and about particular cases and you got all this stuff on your mind, it's so awesome to have people to kind of throw it out there and talk about it and discuss it with. So thank you so much, and I appreciate all your comments and all your thoughts. I cannot tell you how much. So I want to read my disclosure, my new professional disclosure. The following content is based on publicly available information and is intended to inform and engage audiences interested in true crime. So in other words, these are just my thoughts, my feelings, my speculations. These are not facts. Please form your own opinions. Now we can get into it. So I am multitasking again because I actually filmed this already, but there was a nice bird being so loud. I literally can't use, I filmed the whole thing and I can't use it. So now we're multitasking. So just gotta make do, right? Okay, so I have been on here a few times this week talking about the case of Lilly and Jack Sullivan out of Nova Scotia. If you're not familiar with the case, it's 2 siblings, Lily's 6, Jack's 4. They were reported missing by their mother and stepfather on Friday, May 2nd. So guess what? 2 weeks today they've been missing. It's such a heartbreaking case, and it just seems to be a more common occurrence that children just go missing, vanished, no trace to be found, no video, no evidence, like nothing. They just poof, gone. That's got to stop. So the 2 siblings went missing and an extensive search took place and nothing that we know of. So what we've heard this week isn't much, but 180 tips have come in and they have interviewed 35 people, not including the family. They have also interviewed both sides of the family extensively. So hopefully they know more than we do, which is usually the case. And there'll be some news soon, I'm hoping. Now, I will say that yesterday, a profiler that I follow, that I respect so much, her name is Pat Brown. She has a channel. Go check her out. Profiling with Pat Brown, I think, something like that. She is so well respected. And when she talks, I listen. So she was just basically saying what we've all already been thinking, but in way more professional detail. The mother's interview, she's not buying it. The stepfather, same thing. They know more than they're saying. In my opinion only, and Pat Brown's. So she was talking about how when someone uses the word just, so like for example, I just thought to call 911. I just thought to. Now I use that word a lot, but I don't have kids missing. Praise the Lord. So, in her, she just, no emotion behind the words in the mother's interview. The stepfather's kind of all over the place, but every time he talks, it's kind of like the same thing. There's no little more pieces. It's just the same thing every time. And you want that consistency because if you're telling the truth, the story doesn't change. But little details might change. Like as you tell the story, when you're talking a script, you're like telling the same thing. The mother gave that one interview and she's been silent. But not so much on social media, has she? This is where my red flags went The interview sent me on like a gut feeling, like just not feeling good about this case. But the social media thing, so the mother deactivated her social media. Fine. But let me backtrack. They were living on a property in a very rural area. I am so sorry. I'm all over the place. And the property, I think, is the stepfather's, his mother and brother live on the property. So there was a fight between the families. I think the day after the children went missing, The stepfather was being accused by the mother's family, so I think the mother was asked to leave the property. I will cut her some slack. I wasn't originally, but maybe she really did have to leave the property. So we'll give her some slack on that. However, after that, she deactivated her Facebook. About a week after the children went missing, a couple days after or whatever, she reactivated it. But not to like plead for her children, but to update her relationship status. I mean, that alone tells me pretty much everything I need to know. Because there is not a chance in the world. You know when things happen, like there's a death in the family, big events happen, and it just puts things into perspective. Like the things that you thought were so big before, all of a sudden just don't feel important. In the case of a missing child, and especially if it's yours, I haven't, fortunately, thank God, never dealt with it. But as a mom, I can confidently tell you that there is no way, if my children are missing, that I'm going to care about my relationship. I'm not going to care about it. It's not going to be important to me. There's nothing else going to be important to me. So, yeah. So she updated her relationship status on social media, along with made some new friends on social media, and then deactivated it again. But then this week, she reactivated it. Why? Oh, not to plead with her kids again either. She deleted all her pictures of her and the stepfather, the ex. That's where her focus is. And I mean, it's a fact. That's where her focus is, right? So the kids were reported missing on Friday around 10 a.m. Friday, May 2nd. And the story is that the parents were sleeping in the room with their 16-month-old named Meadow. And Lily came into the room a couple times and they asked her to be quiet to not wake up the baby. They also heard Jack in the kitchen area. Nobody was up taking care of the kids. They were in and out of sleep. Now these two kids are rumored to be on the spectrum, but there is no like formal diagnosis as of yet. So they think that they got out of this very quiet screened door, or sliding glass door, and they were playing outside. The mother said they found out after, but there's no video or anything of that. So how do they know they were playing outside is the question. The parents were pushing very heavy on the abduction, but no evidence of that. And there was never an Amber Alert because there is literally no evidence of that. So there's just nothing. The kids are just on an extensive search took place. And I just heard today on the news that it was so bad in the area. This is why I don't believe these kids are in the woods at all. The news reported that if you even just go to the sideline of the woods, you are covered with ticks, like instantly. And there are clouds of bugs. So you're instantly just the thought of it. And there was a hurricane a couple years ago, so there's branches down and trees down, and these are 4- and 6-year-olds. How far are they going to get on their own? Covered in ticks, swarms of bugs, trees down. And guess what? We have to go over to part 2. I'll see you there.